Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our November 17th, 2022 Special Magistrate hearing for the Building Division. Before we get started, uh, we would like to take a moment of silence for our fellow coworker and friend, Mimos Ducio. As you all may have seen in the news this week, she was tragically taken from us all, and we would like to have a brief moment of silence for her, please. Thank you all. Um, If there's anyone who wishes to speak at today's proceedings, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm to tell the truth at today's proceedings? Thank you. You all may be seated. Excuse me. Our first case is on page 17. It's a hearing to impose fines. Inspector Linda Holloway, property address 3240 South Federal Highway, owner 27th Avenue Enterprises LLC, case number BE 22030033. This case was first heard on 6/16/22 to comply by 9/15/22. Two sections not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $6,200, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Linda Holloway on behalf of the city, presenting case BE 22030033, property located at 3240 South Federal Highway. The property currently is not in compliance. I've been in contact with Ms. Vivian. She actually had to get a change of contractor. The city is requesting a 91-day extension, and Ms. Vivian is here to speak on behalf of the property owner.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Good morning. My name is Vivian Jaime, and I represent the owner, 27th Avenue Enterprises.
Okay, is your client in agreement with the 91-day extension?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
Okay.
Special Magistrate.
Yes. Okay, it's granted. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Have a wonderful day.
Our next case is on page 16. Inspector Linda Holloway, property address 501 Southeast 33rd Street, owner 27th Avenue Enterprises LLC, case number BE 22030031. This case was first heard on 6/16/22 to comply by 9/15/22. Two sections not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $6,200, which continues to accrue.
Thank you again. Your Honor, Linda Holloway on behalf of the city, case number BE 22030031, property address 501 Southeast 33rd Street. Same situation, it's an adjoining building. The property owner had to get a new contractor, and the city in this case also is requesting a 91-day extension. Ms.
Okay,
Vivian?
please state your name again for the record on this case.
Yes, it's Vivian Jaime, representing the owner, 27th Avenue Enterprises.
Okay, and your client's in agreement with the 90-day extension?
Yes, they are.
91-day extension. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 15. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 1300 Northwest 15th Court, owner Barbarita Interior Designs, Inc., case number BE 22040011. This case was first heard on 8/18/22 to comply by 9/15/22. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $3,100, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Inspector Saragusti on behalf of the city, updating the case as read. The case is not comply. I will respondent to speak.
Please state your name for the record.
Good morning. My name is Neira Gomez. I'm the owner of the property
Okay,
the
Ms.
Pink City
Gomez, why
City.
is it taking so long to get the property into compliance?
Yes, because we need to take for the requirement of the city, the new, the architect. I already have the architect, and he requests that if you can give me 60-day extension, please.
Okay. Does the city have an objection to a 63-day extension?
No, the city agree with a 63-day extension and stop the fines.
Okay, so ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 22. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 4250 Galt Ocean Drive. Owner, Galt Towers Condo Association, Inc., case number BE 2107-0036. This case was first heard on 8/19/21 to comply by 10/21/21. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose fines of $4,600, which continues to accrue.
Good morning,
Fine
Your
suspended
Honor.
as noted.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case and address as read. This is a massive hearing. In regard of this building, they had a concrete restoration permit that was issued on April 5th of 2022. The issue that we have in here, the concrete restoration took place and it was completed. But the issue that we have now is that they never call an inspections on the city. They had a threshold inspector, but they're supposed to call a job check inspection every 2 weeks at least for our inspector to check the log and bring any letter that the engineer provide of the construction or the repair of the pool. I'm gonna let the defendant speak.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Todd DiMartino, the property manager of Gulf Towers.
Okay, and what do you want to tell me about why this wasn't done properly?
We hired a concrete restoration company. They received the permit. They took care of the job as per the engineer's specifications. We also have an engineer. The structural engineer of record is O&S Engineering, and then we hired S&D engineers to do the special inspection. They were out every single week. They sat there for 15 hours a week and billed us for it. We paid them over $30,000. We didn't know they weren't turning in the weekly reports back in April. I do have all the weekly reports.
Okay, you have a new contractor now?
No, the job's complete. So when the
okay.
job was complete, that's when we found out they weren't turning in all the weekly reports from back in April. They do have them. They are
Okay, how
turned
much
into.
time do you need?
We would like to request 28-day extension to get, the reports are already turned into the city. They said it was 48 hours, and and they need to renew the permit, which expired.
Your Honor, I've been in contact with him. I visited the property a couple of days ago since I observed that, what was the situation. And I just let him know that they have to get in contact with our chief, structural chief, Bill Kramer, so to see how they can resolve this issue.
Okay.
But we agreed to 28 days.
Okay, good. All right.
Reappearance in 28 days.
All right, 28 days. If you run into a problem, make sure you keep in touch with the inspector so that, we can do what we can to help.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez.
Our next case is on page 28. Chief Inspector George Oliva, property address 4280 Galt Ocean Drive. Owner, Plaza South Association, Inc., case number BE 2107-0174. This case was first heard on 11/18/21 to comply by 5/17/22. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $18,300, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor, Chief George Oliva for the city. In November 2021, they submit the report to the city with repair requires. The time went by and they never request for another extension of time, and they ran out of time. So at this moment, the city is gonna request the full amount. Once they come into compliance and they provide a report with no repair, I'll be more than happy to come back and support a lien reduction.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
Bruce Bromley.
Okay, and what do you want to tell me about, the city's asking me to impose the fines, and then once the project's completed, you can come back and address them with us.
Yes, ma'am. So what is happening is the association has had a concrete restoration project since 2019. So that's ongoing. Right now, they're preparing yet for another and final restoration project, and that is going to take another length of time. So we will request an extension for the maximum amount of days.
Okay, how much time do you think that it's going to take to do this last part of it?
Okay, so I believe that you're only allowed 180 days, but I guarantee it's going to be probably 600 calendar days.
Your Honor, the problem is according to BORA, section 5-5.5D, we're not allowed to provide another extension of time if the engineer doesn't give us letters, sealed and signed by him. So I told him to provide me that letter. I will place it on the records, and when we come back in the future, we will provide the letter and request the lien reduction.
Okay, city attorney.
But right now, I'm tight.
Yeah, city attorney want to weigh in?
Sure, Your Honor. For the record, Rhonda Montoya Hassan with the City Attorney's Office. As George stated, the 180 days, since this is an older case, has already been provided. And as Your Honor is aware, the guidelines that are mandated by the Board of Rules and Appeals are pretty strict and were audited, obviously, particularly after the Surfside incident, but even before that timeframe. So there is the ability to give additional time, as the inspector said, with a signed and sealed engineer's letter. And then again, as you know, we're always supportive when they do come into compliance to address the fines, but we would request that the fines be imposed at this time.
Okay, it seems that that's the only way I could go at this time, but certainly when you come back to address the fines, we'll give every consideration to,
Okay, but I do want to emphasize that our firm has issued a letter, engineering firm has issued a letter to the city as an extension one time already. So the association has been undergoing concrete restoration and structural repairs since 2019. So there has been quite a bit of cost in those structural repairs. So the association is dealing with getting more assessment for this final run. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, their association is a big...
And I will certainly consider all of that when you come back and address the fines. I mean, they're going to be accruing for a while. However, you will get an opportunity to come back and address them.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 21. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 1013 Northeast 13th Street, owner Palm Point Warehouse, LLC, case number BE 2204-0080. This case was first heard on 5/19/22 to comply by 7/14/22. Fine suspended as noted. 2 sections not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $9,700, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor. Case and others as read. Inspector Martinez representing the city. I will let the defendant speak. The permits are still in process.
Okay. Please state your name.
Good morning. My name is Damon Adams. I represent Palm Point Warehouse. We have submitted for the permit. However, there were some comments, and our contractors are currently in process of addressing them, and will resubmit. I also have a copy of the contract as well as the deposit for the contractors. So
Okay.
we are
How
in
much time
process.
do you think you need?
The maximum amount, as I really have no idea how long it's going to take.
City will agree 28 days, Your Honor.
28 days?
28 days.
That's
The permits are in process. They just need to answer corrections and move forward to obtain the permits.
All right, we're going to give you a 28-day extension. If you run into a problem because you can't get an inspection or whatever, just make sure you keep in touch.
Well, yeah, we're in constant communication. Thank you very much. We
All right,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 25. 25, Chief George Oliva, property address 800 Southeast 4th Street. Owner, Chateau Mar Condo Association, Inc., case number BE 2106-0113. This case was first heard on 11/18/21 to comply by 12/30/21. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $13,800, which continues to accrue.
George Olive, in behalf of the city, both reports were received on September 23rd, 2021, but they require correction. So we allow them 180 days to complete or 180 days to resubmit another letter requesting more time. Nothing has happened, and the city at this moment has to request for the full amount again.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
Yes, I'm Doug McDaniel. I'm representing Chateau Mar Condo. We have completed the concrete restoration and the painting as required. The hang-up, and it did take time because we did have to get a special assessment, 3 payments from all the owners. And then we ran into a situation with the air conditioning cooling tower where they suddenly doubled the amount, which required raising more funds. So the good news is that we have complied with the requirement for the resealing, the concrete restoration, the repainting, and we do require some more time to replace the air conditioning cooling tower. And we do have a reinspection scheduled of our building of November 30th by the original engineer. So we are requesting a maximum extension allowed in order to complete these repairs. And we are 7/8 of the way done.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I was talking to the city attorney. The problem is that the base was not part of the original report that came later, and the engineer doesn't want to give them a bill of health. So this case, again, I have to follow what the statute of Florida and border require for the fine to be imposed, and then we will come back when they're in compliance and I have a brand new report with no required repairs, and I will submit lien reduction approval for them.
Okay. All right. They don't give me much discretion in this stage of the proceedings, so I'm going to have to impose the fines, but when you come back, we'll address the fines and we'll try to give you every consideration.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 11. It's a new business case. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 1025 Northeast 18th Ave. Owner, Galleria Lofts Condominium Association, Inc., case number BE 2207-0045. Notice posted at the property on 10/13/22, posted at City Hall 11/3/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and others as read. My name is Leo Martinez. Permit PM 16030907 for lightweight concrete deck were left to expire as stated in today's agenda. Property was cited on the FBC 2020 section 105.3.2.1 expired permits. No actions have been taken by the owner to renew this permit. The city is asking the owner to come into compliance within the next 42 days or fine of $50 per day thereafter, Your Honor.
Okay, sir, please state your name for the record.
Yes, Christopher Mark Reed. I'm the general counsel for the association.
Okay, and is your client in agreement to bring the property into compliance within the next 42 days?
I don't know if 42 days will be enough, if I may explain the situation, Your Honor.
Sure.
Essentially, Galleria Lofts is a very new association. It was just turned over by the developer in 2019. Since that time, there is ongoing litigation against the developer. Once the association received the notices for the violation in this matter, and also with respect to the next matter on your docket, 22070042. That's a similar permit violation for another building in the community. The association contacted us as its legal counsel, as well as the legal counsel handling the developer litigation, to see what happened, because this was obviously before they were in control. What we discovered is it turns out that the original the developer who turned it over wasn't the original developer. The original developer, I'm not sure if they went bankrupt or went under, but essentially.
Your Honor, we discussed this already, and I explained to him that he needs to contact me after the hearing. For expired permit, the city just allowed 42-day extension. So I explained to him that he can contact me after this, and that's how much time we can offer for an expired permit.
So, as I was saying, essentially.
I don't understand why it would take more than 42 days to just take care of these permits.
Well,
You
the
either
issue.
close them or you,
Well, that's the issue, is we don't know where this work was to be done. It appears that the permits were abandoned and this work was never done, and the new developer
and it
changed
should be
the.
easy to close out the permit.
So we just need to confirm that the permits need to be closed
I
out.
think 42 days is sufficient, and if you run into a problem, contact the inspector.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 10. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 514 Northwest 12th Ave, case number BE 2206-0129. Owner, Mary Lou Barner. Notice posted at the property on 10/27/22, posted at City Hall 11/3/22.
Inspector Martinez representing the city, case and others as read. I visited this property and met with the tenant, Priscilla Stewart, who was a complainant. I observed an open slab in the back, and the tenant gave me access into the unit and showed me how the top was replaced, as well as the tiles around it. The property was cited for work without permit, and on the FBC 2020 section 105.1. I was contacted by the owner, Ms. Bridge, and I explained to her what needs to be done to resolve the violation. Until today, no actions have been taken. No permit application was submitted, and we're asking your owner to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 63 days to obtain the required permits, so she can come into compliance, or fines of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
Please state your name for the record.
Bridget Pierce, representing Mary Lou Barner. That's my mom.
Okay. Are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 63 days?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right, so ordered. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 28. It's a hearing to impose fines. Chief George Oliva, property address 2314 East Sunrise Boulevard, owner Keystone Florida Property Hold, in care of Burdine's Tax Department, case number BE 2107-0067. This case was first heard on 11/18/21 to comply by 12/30/21. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $13,300, which continues to accrue.
George Oliva, on behalf of the city, case and address as read. This case, they submitted the report to us on November also 2021, and the report failed due to corrections, and we provide an extension of 180 days for them to commence and finish the repairs. Once again, the engineer never submitted a request for the second extension. They ran out of time, and at this moment, once again, we're here requesting the full amount. And I already spoke to the gentleman and explained to him they have to follow the Florida statutes. But once they come into compliance, I'll be more than happy to support a lien reduction for him.
Okay, sir, please state your name for the
My
record.
name is Tom Stevens, and I'm representing Keystone and Macy's.
Okay. Yeah, at this point, we'll have to impose the fines, but afterwards you can come back and we'll give you every consideration.
I understand that there's a couple of roadblocks that we've run into that perhaps you can help us with.
Sure.
One is that we are in the process of making the repairs. I will have the engineer send a letter requesting the additional extension. And, but we are having problems getting copies of the as-built from the city.
Okay, I'm gonna let, George, can you please?
Yeah, I explained to him that he can provide me the letter and I will put it on the record. So when we come back, it will be part of the documents that we're gonna request the lien reduction for them.
Okay,
But so far, I can't do anything beside that.
okay.
Can you help him find the as-bills?
Probably we can have him go to see Andres Cross, so Andres can work with them.
Who do I need to see? I'm sorry.
Andre Cross.
And this is a person with the city in which department?
Building.
Building.
Building
DST,
department?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
He'll be happy to help.
Appreciate it. And then, yeah, so we're gonna need a large extension, so
Okay, we'll deal with that when the time comes.
we'll deal with that when we come to it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Come to see me.
So, I'm sorry. Okay. Our next case is on page 2. It's a new business case. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 1045 Northeast 18th Avenue. Owner, Galleria Lofts Condominium Association, Inc. Case number BE 2207-0042. Notice posted at the property on 10/10/22. Posted at City Hall 11/3/22.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. The permit were left to expire as stated in today's agenda. The city is asking the owner to come in compliance within the 42 days or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. I will let the respondent to speak.
Okay,
Yes, good morning again, Your Honor. Christopher Mark Reed on behalf of the association. The facts and circumstances are pretty much identical. It's a
okay.
different property address in the association.
All right, so we'll give you the 42 days. If you run into a problem, contact the inspector.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 30. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 1201 Southwest 17th Street. Owner, Paul and Marcy Weinberg, case number BE 2205-0094. This case was first heard on 8/18/22 to comply by 11/17/22, 2 sections at $100 per violation.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, updating the case as read. The case is not comply. I will let the respondent to speak.
Please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Paul Weinberg. I'm the property owner.
Okay, and tell me what's taken so long.
We had to clear out some inspections that weren't completed by our previous contractor, so we've got those now and we're calling for final inspection. So we're requesting the maximum 63-day extension to finish this certificate of occupancy.
Okay,
The city doesn't oppose to the 63 days extension, and we will request the mandatory reappearance.
okay. All right, so I'll grant the 63 days and you'll appear, get a notice in the mail to reappear.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 23. Chief George Oliva, property address 404 Northwest First Ave, case number BE 2107-0312. Owner, 404 Northwest 1 LLC. This case was first heard on 11/18/21 to comply by 12/30/21. 1 section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $32,100 $100, which continues to accrue.
George Lee, on behalf of the city, this case haven't been complied. Once again, we had the same problem, and the city is mandated to request imposition of fines.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
My name is Leandria Walker, and I represent 404 Northwest First Avenue, LLC.
Okay. And I'm sure you were here and heard the other hearings of this type, that at this point we have to impose the fine, and it will continue to accrue. However, if you comply, you can come back and address them, and we'll give you every consideration to lower it.
Okay, so there's no way, because we have the inspection scheduled for this Friday, so if we could just get 30 days. When the fine was set, it was the previous owner. We purchased the building maybe 2 days before the fine actually was, set. So we weren't getting the notices. And the only reason why we know about it is because we had some city code cases that we were trying to, get closed out, which every time we get the city code cases, we do it within a week, close it, So we really didn't know about this building code case.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I did receive an email from Mr. Clark, and he was saying that he's gonna have a meeting with the engineer on the 18th at 10 o'clock in the morning. But still, I don't have anything. This is supposed to be a total demo of the existing building. And when we came here the first time, he stated to the judge, and we agree on a 180-day extension for them to carry on with the demo. But at this moment, they haven't even presented the application for the demo, and they have a fence, construction fence permit that was issued on October 5th, 2022, but there's nothing else going on, so.
What?
So the demo that he's talking about, that was the previous owner. We had no idea
Okay,
about that.
but what all of this is really good information when you come back and address the fines, but today I'm gonna impose the fines, but then you'll come back and, if everything's okay, and you're fully complied, then we can give you some allowance on it. So save those other facts and let me know when you come back, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 29, Chief George Oliva, property address 4725 North Federal Highway. Owner, Holy Cross Hospital, Inc. Attention Legal Affairs, case number BE 200-50012. This case was first heard on 4/15/21 to comply by 5/27/21. One section complied at $100. City is requesting to reduce fines to administrative costs of $1,275.
Yes, Your Honor. This one is different. They are in compliance, and the city will support a lien reduction to
All right, good.
1,275.
Okay, good. Please state your name for the record.
Stephen Kane?
And I'm assuming you're in agreement with the reduction to city costs.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Our next case is on page 20. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 648 Northeast 16th Terrace. Owner, Venture Noob LLC, case number BE 2204-0162. This case was first heard on 8/18/22 to comply by 10/20/22. Two sections not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $2,700, which continues to accrue.
Inspector Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. This case was opened on April 4th of 2022. No permit application has been submitted, Your Honor. Gonna let the defendant speak.
Sir, please state your name.
Chris Bloom, property owner.
Okay, why aren't we seeing any progress in this case?
So we have made some progress. I've been working with a GC who I'm no longer working with to obtain engineer-approved complete plans. So I paid $25,000. I was told they'd take 6 to 8 weeks. They ended up taking 17 weeks. I got a letter. Once I got those approved plans, or the sealed plans, I provided those to the inspector. The job has gone out for bid. That original GC, the quote was outrageous, so now I have to go back. I'm working with a new GC. We haven't reached contractual terms yet, but my intention is to reach contractual terms with the new GC and submit those plans. So it's just been a very timely and costly process, but we have made progress, and I've tried to keep Inspector Martinez in the loop when we've reached a milestone.
How much time do you think you need?
I would like to request 90 days, but that's only because I'd hope to submit within the next, maybe 30 days, and then I would assume that it would take maybe
Your Honor,
4 to 8 weeks.
this case been open since April. City will agree 28 days, no more than that.
But it's 28 days to get permits approved after submission, because that seems
I mean,
aggressive.
the case been open since April. How many months? Since April. We're going 8 months already, right? And nothing has happened. Not even the permit application has been submitted. To tell you the truth, this 28 days, I think is
I just don't think it's reasonable to get the plans approved in 28 days to go through the process, even if
Is
we
that
were able
possible?
to submit.
well, the problem is that, it's taking too long. We're talking about a total renovation here. We're talking about exterior walls, inside, outside, all over the place. Okay? And I haven't seen no progress. There is no permit application.
Your Honor, if I could suggest, why don't we, if Your Honor would consider 28 days and then a mandatory reappearance, so that if the property owner has submitted timely, not on the 27th day, but timely, and it's going through the review process, then we can, Your Honor could consider granting more time.
Okay, I think that's reasonable. We'll give you the 28 days. You'll reappear on my docket, which is December 15th. And if we're making progress, then we'll consider additional extensions at that time.
Perfect, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 16. Inspector Linda Holloway, property address 215 North New River Drive East. Owner, PR2 Styles Rolo Apartments Owner, LLC. Case number BE 22020060. This case was first heard on 5/19/22 to comply by 6/30/22. Fine suspended as noted in the agenda. One section complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $2,400.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Inspector Linda Holloway on behalf of the city, presenting case BE 22020060, property address 215 North New River Drive East. The property did come into compliance, and the city is requesting a full imposition of fines. I have Luann? Mary Lou, I'm sorry, here to speak on behalf of the property.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Mary Lou Romero.
Okay, why did it take so long to complete this?
So prior to me coming the last time, I was the new community manager. The manager that was there was in and out of COVID. And it was just not getting appropriate compliance with the company that was coming on site. So as soon as I came back, we got it done right away.
Okay, but this has been going on since May.
I understand. I started in August.
Anything else from the city?
I wouldn't oppose to administrative costs of $525. Once she came on board, she did work quickly to rectify the situation.
Okay, $525 in administrative costs.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Linda.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 20. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 722 Northeast 14th Ave, 1-4. Owner, Gary L. Michelle, case number BE 22040013. This case was first heard on 6/16/22 to comply by 8/18/22. Fine suspended as noted in the agenda. Two sections not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $2,700, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case and address as read. No permit application has been submitted to the city until now, although the owner been keeping in touch with me, letting me know the process of what he's trying to do. This is on his property. We posted as unsafe, and I'm just gonna let the defendant to speak.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Gary Michael, homeowner.
Okay, and tell me why it's taking so long.
I employed a structural engineer to help in the process, and he's had to start from scratch basically because there was really no documents in the city. So he's taken quite a time. He's finally produced an as-built drawing, which includes drawings, sketches, calculations, all kinds of things. And he's helping me right now to pick some contractors to proceed with the process and then, of course, obtain permits.
Okay, how much time do you think you need?
I'm hoping that I could get 63-day extension.
City agrees to it, Your Honor.
Okay, 63-day extension. And we'll suspend the fines during that time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, Senior Inspector Alejandro Del Rio, property address 3585. Oh, I'm sorry, page 6 at the bottom. Property address 3585 Northwest 54th Street, case number BE 22070023, owner BRE Jupiter, Southeast Florida LLC. Notice posted at the property on 9/29/22, posted at City Hall 11/3/22.
Good morning, Building Inspector Del Rio for the city, presenting case as read. There are expired permits related to this property. City is requesting 42 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
Please state your name for the record.
Kayla Lieber, property manager.
Okay, and are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 42 days?
We are.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 29, Chief George Oliva, 29, page 29. Property address 5320 North Power Line Road. Owner, Desert Power Line Out Parcel LLC. Case number BE 21070140. This case was first heard on 12/16/21 to comply by 1/27/22. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $29,300, which continues to accrue.
George Oliva, on behalf of the city, case and address as read. This case is not in compliance. We haven't received a report from the property owners, and the city has to request the full amount today.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Morning, Your Honor. Rafael D'Arujo. I'm in-house counsel for Desert Power Line Out Parcel.
Okay, it's the same as some of these others, that once you pass that 180-day mark, I have to impose the fines, but once you comply, you can come back and address them, and I'll give you every consideration.
Okay, appreciate that, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 25, Chief George Oliva, property address 800 Northwest 65th Street. Owner, Desert Power Line Warehouse, 800 Northwest 65 LLC, case number BE 21070053. This case was first heard on 11/18/21 to comply by 12/30/21. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $32,100, which continues to accrue.
George Oliva, on behalf of the city, case and address as read. This is very similar to other cases we have here today. They ran out of time, and they never request an extension by the engineer. So at this moment, the city will request the full amount, and also will support them when they come back with full compliance.
Okay, same thing. State your name for the record.
Rafael D'Arujo, in-house counsel for Desert Power Line Warehouse.
Okay, we're going to do the same ruling here and impose the fines, and you'll come back later to address them.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 26 at the top. Chief George Oliva, property address 803 Northeast 4th Ave, case number BE 200-50279, owner Brigada International Service LLC. This case was first heard on 4/15/21 to comply by 5/27/21. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $53,800, which continues to accrue.
George Oliva, on behalf of the city, case as address as read. This case was opened on June 17, 2020, and the report was never submitted to us. They do have a permit for interior demo and roof demo, but they missed the main part, no report filed to us. So at this moment, I had to request the full amount. And once again, when they come into compliance and they finish the construction they're doing and everything, I will support an extension for them.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Your Honor, I'm Raul Gastesi. I'm the attorney for the current owner.
Yes.
We had a conversation. We're almost at the finish line.
Good.
We're really trying to comply. I've been on this for about 2 weeks now, and from what I understand, the only thing that's left is a few things as far as permits are concerned. The building is safe. Nobody's in danger of getting hurt, which is the most important part. The building's demolished, fenced, everything, but apparently there are some requirements that my client has not complied with that they should, and they will.
Okay, all right, we'll impose the fine and you'll come back another time to address it, okay?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 28. Chief George Oliva, property address 1429 Southwest 9th Street, owner Riverside Breezes Condo Association, Inc., case number BE 2107-0212. This case was first heard on 11/18/21 to comply by 12/30/21. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $32,100, which continues to accrue.
George Oliva, on behalf of the city, Your Honor, this case is not in compliance. And since it was open and we sent the notification to them, they never submit the report to us. So at this moment, I had to request for this fine to be imposed.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Betsy Morales, property manager.
Okay, Ms. Morales, it's the same deal. I have to impose the fines today, but once you get the property into compliance, you can come back and we'll address them and we'll give you every consideration.
Oh, please excuse me, because I didn't know what the hearing was about. We had submitted the report. I have a copy of everything that was done back in December 27th. I tried to send an email out to the inspector, but I didn't hear back. I don't know if I have the wrong email address or what happened, but all this stuff was timely submitted as per the last hearing that we were here. So
Okay,
I'm not sure what happened.
What I'm gonna do is I'll let you show the inspector what you have, and if he feels that it needs to be reheard, we'll call you back.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll recall this case. Our next case is on page 17. Inspector Hector Suarez, property address 1205 Northeast 13th Avenue. Owner Sandra M. Mayer Livable Trust. Case number BE 2203-0086. This case was first heard on 6/16/22 to comply by 9/15/22. One section complied at $50. Total fines $2,350. City is requesting to reduce fines to administrative costs of $485.15.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Suarez presenting case BE 2203-0086, 1205 Northeast 13th Avenue. On November 2nd, 2022, this case has come into compliance with fines accrued. The following administrative costs are required if fines are reduced to $485.15.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Good morning. My name is Sandra Mayor, and I'm the property owner.
Okay, are you in agreement with the reduction to city costs of $485?
Yes, Your Honor, I am. And further, I just want to say that nobody wants to be here or be fined or have these violations, but Inspector Suarez has really helped guide me throughout the process, so I do appreciate it.
Oh,
No
thank
problem.
you very much. We're proud of him.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 14. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 5560 Northeast 26th Ave. Owner?
Okay, just 1 second.
Okay, one moment.
Can we recall?
Yeah.
Oh, recall?
Yeah.
We're going to recall the case on page, oh, I'm sorry, 28? On page 28. Oh, yes, 1429 Southwest 9th Street, case number BE 21070217.
Your Honor, they do have a report done with no repairs required, but it's dated 2021, December 2021. They never submitted to us. We don't have it on records. She has it right here. I was telling her if by Wednesday I can have this report with the new dates on it, I would be more than happy to complete the case and come back to have administration costs in December. But she says she can't do it because it's too much money involved into redoing this. So at this moment, my hands are tied. I cannot set an old report. The report has to be dated no more than 90 days.
Okay. City Attorney want to weigh in?
Your Honor, what the chief said is correct. If she can find evidence that she submitted or the engineer submitted last year, then that's a different story, of course. But since the report is dated a year ago, basically, the BORA mandated guidelines are that the engineer signed and sealed report has to be dated within 90 days of submittal. So we're well outside that window, unfortunately. It's just really a question of getting the date changed, as the chief said. You can just get the engineer to just redate it for, November 17th, November 18th, submit the exact same thing, and then as he said, we would be finished. You can come back and we can discuss reducing the fines to administrative costs. So hopefully it's just a date change.
Well, I'm happy to do so. I just don't think Wednesday is a realistic timelining for engineers. Right now, engineers in high demand, they're extremely busy. Just to get them on the phone has been very difficult. So for me to have the engineer, he will most likely have to come back out to re-inspect because he's not going to certify something unless he re-inspects, which that takes time as well. So I'm happy to do it. I just need a little bit more of a realistic timeline than Wednesday. I did have the report. I'm sorry, I don't know. I didn't know that the city did not receive it. We prepared it. We did it all timely as per the guidelines and the timeline that was given. I had no idea that the report was not received. We put it in the mail and addressed it to the address on the report. And I didn't get any other notice that said otherwise. I'm happy to comply and bring everything as you require, but I just don't think Wednesday is a realistic timeline, and I don't want to fail at something I don't see happening.
Your Honor, that's the best thing that I can do for her. And not only that, we do have a proof of the posting days, the day that the NOV was submitted to them for this hearing, and it's been more than a week going on, and they had never contacted me with anything or say anything about this report, but today.
Okay.
I did reach out by email and when I first received a notice for this hearing to find out what the hearing was about, because the notice just said you're appearing in special masters. It didn't say why, but I didn't get a response from the inspector. I don't know if I have his wrong email address, but.
All right, there's nothing I can do because the report is not dated within 90 days. So you're going to have to unfortunately go through the procedure to get the report within the new time frame, and we'll consider the fines at that time. And I believe Inspector's already said that he would support reducing to administrative costs. So that's the best we're going to be able to do for you today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 14. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 5560 Northeast 26th Ave. Owner, Michael Raymond Walton, Michelle Lofria, case number BE 211-20098. This case was first heard on 9/15/22 to comply by 11/17/22. One section not complied at $50. This case was ordered to reappear.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, updating the case as read. The case is not comply. I will let the respondent to speak.
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Mike Walton, property owner.
Okay. You've been ordered to reappear. Tell me why this is taking so long.
We originally submitted for permitting, and we have a couple issues. So we're putting paperwork and looking for a variance so we can get the drawings approved.
Okay, and how much time do you think you need?
Well, I'll be able to submit within the next 30 days, but then it's up to the timing of when it goes in and they're able to hear that.
The city doesn't oppose to the extension, 63 days extension, and to stop the fines, it will be okay.
Okay, do you want an order to reappear?
Yes, please, mandatory reappearance, yes.
Okay, so how much time do you think you'll need?
63 days.
63 days, yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right, 63 days, and you'll reappear on my January 19th docket.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is at the top of page 16. Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 2961 Southwest 11th Court. Owner Rachel L. Jacobson, case number BE 2109-0125. This case was first heard on 4/14/22 to comply by 6/16/22. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $3,100, which continues to accrue.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, updating the case as read. The case is comply. I will let the respondent to speak.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Rachel Jacobson, I'm the property owner.
Okay, and why wasn't it done within the time allowed?
I think it was just the company that I had used. Like week after week, they're going and saying, okay, we need to do this, we need to do that, and then scheduling their contractor and their inspector. And then we ran into a problem with the window that was already in there because they were telling me that the window that I had replaced, they would need to replace, and it's like a $3,000 window. So I was negotiating back with them and saying, well, can we use this one? And then they said, I think it was, I can't remember what it was. It was something about the window that I can't even remember what it was. But they said that there was some issue, but they could try to still get it inspected and see if it would pass and see if an engineer would certify it or something like that. So I think they just had an inspection last week. It failed because of some build outs. They need to be replaced. So they're working on getting me a quote for that. But yeah, it's just been trying to get everybody coordinated. And then I'm in Jersey, so then I have to get someone out to unlock the house and all of that.
Okay. Anything else?
The city doesn't oppose to the administrative fees of $1,134.
Of how much?
$1,134.
Yes, 1,134.
All right, we'll reduce it to city cost of $1,134.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you.
I just want to state for the record, the fines are not accruing on 2961. I said that when I read the case in, and that is incorrect. Our next case is on page 19, Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 401 Northeast 8th Street, owner 401 Northeast 8th Street LLC, case number BE 211-10004. This case was first heard on 2/17/22 to comply by 6/17/22. Fine suspended is noted in the agenda. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $4,450, which continues to accrue.
Your Honor, Building Inspector Martinez, representing the city, case analysis as read. The case is comply. They took off the dock, and the city is requesting to change the fines to administration cost of $500.
I think we switched the case.
It's not a dock.
This one's the.
401.
Sorry about that, Your
That's
Honor.
okay.
Okay, the case is not comply. They submitted some corrections that the plan examiner request. I'm gonna let the defendant speak.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Lauren Pleffner, law clerk with Crush Law, here on behalf of the property owner. For this property, the property owner actually purchased the bar with an approved site plan, realizing, actually getting notice after that only half of the space had been permitted by building, so they're rectifying that through this process. Fire has approved their life safety plan. Engineering actually just approved them on the 15th with conditions. Right now, we're working with mechanical, which continues to have comments, so we're working towards addressing those comments when the latest comments came in.
How much time do you think you need?
We would probably need over 30 days to comply and make sure we get mechanical, the comments
Your Honor,
addressed.
Your Honor, we have provided them with 2 extensions. Adding both, it's been over 180 days. A city will agree of 28-day extension.
Okay. All right, I'm going to grant the 28 days, and if you run into a problem, contact the inspector.
Perfect, and we'll
Thank
keep
you,
in
Your Honor.
touch. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 6. It's a new business case, Senior Inspector Alejandro Del Rio, property address 3016 Bayshore Drive, owner Bayshore Hotel LLC, case number BE 22070014. Notice posted at the property on 9/29/22, posted at City Hall 11/3/22.
Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio for the city, presenting case as read. There are expired permits related to this property. City is requesting 42 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
Please state your name again for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Lauren Pleffner, law clerk with Crush Law, here on behalf of the property owner. We would appreciate the 42 days to renew the permits. Actually, we were able to get the permits, the renewals submitted on the 15th, so we're moving on that.
Okay, granted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 12, Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 3000 Terramar Street, owner North Beach Hotel LLC, case number BE 22070035. Notice posted at the property on 10/26/22, posted at City Hall 11/3/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Case analysis as read. Inspector Leonardo Martino representing the city. This case is about some expired permits for interior renovation. No action have been taken to renew those permits. The city is asking the owner to come into compliance with the 42 days of fines of $50 per day thereafter.
Once again, state your name for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Lauren Pleffner, law clerk with Crush Law, here on behalf of the property owner. We would appreciate the 42-day extension. We have to work on redrawing some of the renovation plans that got lost in resubmittal, and we'll work towards getting it renewed.
Granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 22, Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 3051 Northeast 32nd Ave. 32nd Ave. Owner Gladstone Group LLC, case number BE 22010124. This case was first heard on 3/17/22 to comply by 9/13/22. One section complied at $50. Total cost is $1,600. City is requesting to reduce fines to administrative cost of $575.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Martino representing the city. Case analysis as read. We are agreed to reduce the fines to $575.
Okay, state your name again.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Lauren Pleffner, law clerk with Crush Law, here on behalf of the property owner. We would appreciate the reduced admin cost. We had the property owner purchase the property in April and start working immediately with the property, with the city to work on this.
Okay. So ordered, administrative costs of $575.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 26, Chief George Aliba, property address 934 North Victoria Park Road, Owner NSMK LLC, case number BE 21070240. This case was first heard on 12/16/21 to comply by 127/22. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $29,300, which continues to accrue.
George Oliva, on behalf of the city, case and address as read. They have a demo permit that was issued to demolish the building. So at this moment, we will provide an extension of time to the next hearing in December for them to go ahead and finish with the demo.
Okay.
And then we will come back and deal with the fine then.
Okay, all
So,
right.
so far, so good, they're behaving.
Okay, so you're asking for a reappearance?
A reappearance in the next 28 days, I believe, is for the next hearing.
Okay, so 28-day extension? Okay, state your name again.
Lauren Pluffner, law clerk with Crush Law, here on behalf of the property owner. I promise you guys are almost done with me. We would appreciate the extension so that we can get the building demoed and this
Okay.
all done.
28-day extension and an order to reappear on my December 15th docket.
Perfect. Awesome.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
Our next case is on page 3. It's a new business case, Chief George Oliva. Property address 2740 East Oakland Park Boulevard. Owner Can-Am Oakland Properties LLC. Case number BE 22090117. Notice posted at the property on 10/18/22. Posted at City Hall 11/3/22.
George Oliva, on behalf of the city, case and address as read. They submit the report, but the report failed. So we're requesting an extension of 180 days for them to come into compliance and $100 per day thereafter.
Please state your name for the record.
Douglas Fernandez with the Florida 360 Property Management.
Okay, your agreement with the 180-day extension?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Aaron.
I just would like to thank you all, this team. They do a great job. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Your Honor, at this time, I'm requesting to take a 5-minute recess.
Okay.
you for your patience. Our next case is on page 10. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 13 Castle Harbor Isle. Owner, Mark Myers. Homestead exempted, Alessandra Myers. Case number BE 2208-0021. Notice posted at the property on 10/26/22. Posted at City Hall 11/3/22.
Inspector Martinez representing the city, case and others as read. A permit to install a dock pedestal to power were left to expire as stated in today's agenda. The property was cited under Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.3.2.1, expired permits. The city is asking the owner to come into compliance with the next 42 days or fines of $50 per day thereafter.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please state your name for the record.
Mark Myers, I'm the property owner.
Okay, Mr. Myers, are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 42 days?
Yes, I had a hard time reaching the electrical contractor, which I finally reached last night, so they gave me a letter that they're going to reopen the permit today.
Good.
And call a final inspection.
Perfect. That should be good enough time then. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you, thank you.
Our next case is on page 5. Senior Inspector Alejandro Del Rio, property address 811 Southwest 29th Ave. Owner Nelson P. Hernandez, case number BE 2207-0120. Notice posted at the property on 9/30/22, posted at City Hall 11/3/22.
Building Inspector Alejandro Del Rio for the city, presenting case as read. There are expired permits related to this property. City is requesting 42 days to come into compliance or $50 per day thereafter.
Please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Gabriel Gonzalez Insua. I'm the attorney for the owner.
Okay, or is your client in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 42 days?
Our client would request 90 days to bring the property into compliance. We don't object to the 42 days. If that's what the court decides, we are perfectly in acceptance for that, but we would request 90 days. Currently, all the permits that my client needs to sign have already been submitted to the contractor, and he's already in the process of trying to get the new permits. We just want to make sure that he does have enough time, that the contractor has enough time to get those permits. That's why we wanted to request 90 days.
Okay, the 42 days should be enough time, but if you have a problem, contact the inspector and request an extension.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 15, hearing to impose fines. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 1526 Northwest 11th Court. Owner Christine Guillaume. Case number BE 211-20010. This case was first heard on 4/14/22 to comply by 6/16/22. Fine suspended as noted in the agenda. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $4,500, which continues to accrue.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, updating the case as read. The case is not complied. I will let the respondent to speak.
Please state your name for the record.
Christine Guillaume.
Okay, and can you tell me why the property has not been brought into compliance? You got to speak into the microphone. I can't hear you.
Well, she took over an apartment on February,
Did you state your name for the record?
Alexandra Lazar.
Okay, go ahead.
And she took over the apartment, the house in February. So she had been trying to get somebody to apply to cut the tree, but she haven't found it, so she's still working on it. She needs more time.
Okay.
The city will request an extension, 63 days extension, and stop the fines.
Okay. I'm going to grant you a 63-day extension to get this done, and if you have any questions about how to get it done, please speak to the inspector, okay?
All right, no problem.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 9. Inspector Nash Maddock, property address 3250 Glendale Boulevard. Owner Marvin Jones, case number BE 2204-0163. Notice posted at the property on 10/28/22, posted at City Hall 11/3/22.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
Inspector Maddock presenting the case and address is read. This case was opened on April 21st, 2022. This case was about a new sidewalk installed without obtaining necessary permits. Inspection report was mailed to property owner on April 29th of 2022, and final notice was sent to the owner on July 21st, 2022. Notice of hearing was posted at the property on September 20th, 2022. Current state of the case, permit has been applied for as BLD-RPAV-220-50042. At this time, we're asking Your Honor to find that violation exists and to grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
Please state your name for the record.
Yes, my name is Marvin Jones.
Are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 63 days?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 8, Inspector Nash Maddock, property address 1611 Northeast 56th Street. Owner, Angela Becco, or Becco, I'm sorry. Case number BE 2204-0107. Notice posted at the property on 10/28/22, posted at City Hall 11/3/22.
Inspector Maddock presenting the case and address as read. This case was opened on April 14, 2022. The case is about the pergola being installed without obtaining the necessary permits. The case was cited under 2020 Building Code Section 105.1, work without a permit. Inspection report was mailed to the owner on April 21st, 2022, and final notice was sent to the owner on August 16, 2022. Notice of hearing was posted at a property on September 22nd of this year, and status of the case, permit has not been applied as of 11/16/2022. At this time, Your Honor, we're asking to find that the violation exists and grant the property owner 91 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
Please state your name for the record.
Angela Becco.
Okay, are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 91 days?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you so much for your cooperation.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 1. Inspector Thomas Corley, property address 2655 Key Largo Lane. Owner, 1 Fort Home LLC. Case number BE 22090082. Notice posted at the property on 9/20/22. Posted at City Hall 11/3/22.
Morning, Your Honor. This is Inspector Corley on behalf of City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case as read. I visited the property on September 14th, 2022, due to a call from Officer Marco Aguilera, who had discovered some construction work going on outside. There were workers inside who gave us access to the property. Walter was the one that let us in. The owner talked with us and said there was only painting going on. And we discovered new windows, doors, a large addition, a total interior remodel, 2 bathrooms, electrical panel, central AC, and mini split systems. The case was opened on September 15, 2022. The inspection report was September 16, 2022, and the notice of hearing was mailed out on September 20, 2022. I'd like to let the defendant speak.
Please, what is,
63 days to comply,
or fine?
or a fine of $50 a day.
Okay. Sir, please state your name for the record.
I am Mark Biederman.
Are you in agreement to bring this property into compliance within the next 63 days or face a fine of $50 a day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Are you the owner?
No, I work for the GC that got hired to rectify the violations.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
That's a little more than painting.
Yeah, we came on after the violations got issued. We weren't part of that work that was being done, but we're the ones that are brought on to rectify it.
Perfect, thank you.
Say less, say less.
All right, thank you.
Our next case is also on page 1. Inspector Thomas Corley, property address 201 Southwest 5th Ave. Owner, Performing Arts Center Authority. case number BE 2206-0153. Notice posted at the property on 9/2022, posted at City Hall 11/3/22.
Good morning. It's Inspector Corley for representing the City of Fort Lauderdale for address at 201 Southwest 5th Avenue. These permits were left to expire, and the property was cited for Section 105.3.2.1 for expired permit. The case was opened on 6/30/22. Inspection report was done on 7/5/22. And final notice was 8/15/2022, and notice of hearing was 9/20/2022. So, Mr. Metzger?
Yes.
Okay.
Michael Metzger, the general contractor. The permit has now, as of this morning, been transferred over to another company. I'm a general contractor, and I had two companies that I qualified. The one we had to close because I lost my employees, and Metzger Family Industries, and the other one, Interior Transformations, has been doing work with the TOPA for years.
What is the city asking for?
The city is asking for 63 days to come into compliance.
Yeah, the permits were transferred this morning.
So you're in
It was
compliance?
at City of Fort Lauderdale, and we'll go ahead and call in the final inspections and get it closed.
Okay, so you should be good within a couple of days,
Yeah,
pretty
it
much.
should be 30 days anyway, that would be the
Okay.
best, with the holidays.
Okay, so we'll give you the time and you'll have it done in a couple of days.
Agreed.
Okay, 63 days or $50 a day thereafter.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 19. Inspector Nash Maddock, property address 6750 Northwest 27th Way. Owner Gerard Anthony Scalzo, case number BE 2201-0175. This case was first heard on 8/18/22 to comply by 10/2022. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting the full amount of $1,350, which continues to accrue.
Morning, Your Honor. Inspector Maddock updating the case. As of today, one of the permits was issued and completed, which is for a front door and a siding on a building. However, the second permit for a storage structure it's still in process, it hasn't been approved yet. So technically, the case is still not in compliance.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
Yes, good morning, Angela Gargan.
Okay, and how much time do you need to bring the property into compliance?
Because the permit is not issued yet, I will say 63 days.
Any objection from the city?
We would say 28 days. It's more than plenty of time to, issue the.
All right, we'll give you 28 days and suspend the fines during that time. And if you run into a problem, contact the inspector because you'll have to request additional time.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 7. Inspector Nash Maddock, property address 321 West Sunrise Boulevard. Owner Dakota Holdings Group LLC in care of Jenkins Law Firm. Case number BE 2207-0025. Notice posted at the property on 10/28/22. Posted at City Hall 11/3/22.
Inspector Maddock presenting the case for address as read. This case was opened on July 6th, 2022, and case is about expired permit for natural gas piping and a new generator and asphalt overlay and restriping. Inspection report was mailed to property owner on July 6, 2022. Final notice was sent on August 9, 2022. Notice of hearing was posted on September 6, 2022. Current status of the case, permit has expired and it has not been renewed at this time. At this time, we're asking Your Honor to find that violation exists and to grant the property owner 28 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
Sir, please state your name for the record.
Good morning. My name is Jack Wolf. I'm here with power of attorney from the owners.
Okay, and is your client in agreement to bring the property into compliance by dealing with this permit within 28 days?
Well, we certainly are in agreement to bring it into compliance. We were not notified, or I shouldn't say that. The city mailed the notices of this violation to an address that was improperly entered on the warranty deed. Thus, my owners never received it. They're in the process now of correcting that with the property appraiser's office.
Okay, good.
We came into, I came into the picture this past week. I've spoken with the inspector. Basically, we're starting from scratch. I don't think we can get permits applied for, issued, and inspected in 28 days. But if that is the max, certainly we will show progress, and we will have to ask for an extension if we've not completed it. But everything stated here, we are total agreement with.
Okay, anything else?
This is a matter of expired permits, so it's not like they have to go for a new permitting. It should be fairly quick process if they.
All right, we're going to give you the 28 days, but, jump on the permits. That's the thing you need to do. All right.
Well, again, we've also got a national holiday involved here too. So, but we will show progress, and
Okay.
hopefully we'll justify an extension if
All right.
necessary.
If you have a problem, contact the inspector.
I certainly will. Thank
All
you.
right, Thank you.
Our next case is on page 19, Inspector Nash Maddock, property address 1451 Northeast 10th Ave, owner Catalonia Florida Holdings, Inc., case number BE 2201-0035. This case was first heard on 5/19/22 to comply by 6/16/22. Fine suspended is noted in the agenda. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose fines of $4,500, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor. Some new information came to light that on this case. This property has changed the ownership recently. I was just informed by the new owner that the permit has been approved for the fence. He showed it to me on the phone, but I haven't been able to check.
All right, I believe you.
So,
I'm Ron Marks, by the way. Sorry about that.
Okay. All right, so what would you like?
You going to request an extension, Inspector?
well, till I check it, extension of 28 days with mandatory reappearance and stay of fines from today.
Okay. All right, are you in agreement with that, sir?
Sure.
Okay, and did you state your name for the record? If you did?
Ronald Marks, Marks.
Okay, all right, well, we will grant you a 28-day extension and suspend the fines during that period.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do appreciate it, ma'am.
Okay.
Mr. Michael, did you have another case? Okay. Okay, this concludes all our respondents. Going back to page 1, property address 1000, Inspector Linda Holloway, property address 1000 Northeast 4th Ave, owner Home Depot USA, Inc., in care of Prop Tax Department, number 6372, case number BE 2208-0041, notice posted at the property on 10/3/22, posted at City Hall 11/3/22.
Good morning, Inspector Linda Holloway, City of Fort Lauderdale Building Division, presenting case BE 2208-0041, property address 1000 Northeast 4th Avenue. A check of BSI online on August 8, 2022 showed the following violations: Section 28-155.A through F. The existing fire black flow prevention device has not been tested for the subsequent recertification as per City of Fort Lauderdale Municipal Ordinance. A final notice was mailed to the owner listed on Broward County Property Appraiser's website on August 8, 2022, allowing 30 days to comply. A notice of hearing was posted on the property on October 3rd, 2022. I spoke with Matthew regarding the notice of hearing on October 6th and again on November 1st. A pre-hearing inspection as per BSI Online on November 15th, 2022 shows that the violation remains. The city is requesting 42 days to comply or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Moving on to page 2, Senior Inspector Jose Sadagusti, property address 1100 Southeast 17th Street, owner Fort Lauderdale ES Hotel LLC, case number BE 22070039. Notice posted at the property on 10/13/22, posted at City Hall 11/3/22.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. Permits were left to expire as stated in today's agenda. The city is asking the owner to come in compliance with it within the next 42 days or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Page 2, I'm sorry, Jose? You could just bring all your cases. You're up. Property address 1815 Northwest 7th Ave. Owner Nestor Pineda, case number BE 22010171. Notice posted at the property 10/10/22, posted at City Hall 11/3/22.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. This case was opened in January 31st, 2022. I inspect the property and post a courtesy notice. Looking in the BCPA, I found new windows and doors. In the second inspection, I have access to the property and found a complete renovation. New bathroom, new kitchen, also a new electrical panel, AC, and new sidewalk around the house. Inspection report was mailed on January 31st, 2022. Final notice was mailed on March 8, 2022. Second final notice was mailed on August 16, 2022. Notice of hearing was mailed on September 2022. I talked with the property owner, Nestor Pineda, several times, and permit for building alteration, mechanical, electrical were issued. He's working in the permit for the windows and doors. This property has been cited under Florida Building Code 2020, section 105.1, work without permit. City is requesting 63 days to comply or $50 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Terrible work without permit, I'm going to add.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
A lot of work. Thank you.
Our next case on the agenda is page 3, property address 3000 Northwest 69th Court, owner Gardens at Palmier Condo Association, Inc., Inspector George Oliva. Property was posted on October 28, 2022, posted at City Hall November 3rd, 2022. Case number BE 22040098.
George Oliva on behalf of the city, case and address as read. This is a 40-year case that the report has not been submitted to the city, and we sent them already a notice for the 90-day submittal period. So at this moment, the city is going to request a 42-day extension for the owners to submit the report to the city, and $100 per day thereafter if they're not compliant.
So ordered.
Our next case is on page 4, case number BE 220-60031, property address 6401 North Federal Highway, owner North Broward Hospital District, attention real estate, Inspector George Oliva. Property was posted on October 21st, 2022, posted at City Hall November 3rd, 2022.
Case and address as read. The report was submitted to the city, but it fell due to corrections required. This time, the city is going to request a 180-day extension to comply and $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
I have one question here, Yvette.
Yes.
We have a case on page 3, 2209 or 117 that haven't been read.
It was read.
It was
Tasha
read?
has it crossed out, yes.
Okay. You
Our
say
next,
so.
our next case is at the bottom of page 4, case number BE 2206-0155. Address 2015 Southwest 20th Street. Owner SHM LMC LLC, care of Jason Hugg. Inspector Jorge Martinez. Property was posted on September 22nd, 2022, posted at City Hall, November 3rd, 2022.
Inspector Martinez for the city, presenting case and number and address as read. There are expired permits related to this property as stated in today's agenda, and as of 11/17/2022 remain expired. The city is asking under the owner to come into compliance within the next 42 days or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Our next case is on page 5. Case number BE 2207-0024. Property address 6602 North Federal Highway. Owner In and Out Realty LLC, 4000 North Federal Highway LLC. Inspector Jorge Martinez. Property posted on September 29, 2022, posted at City Hall, November 3rd, 2022.
Inspector Martinez for the city, presenting case number and address as read. There are expired permits related to this property as stated in today's agenda, and as of 11/17/2022 remain expired. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance within the next 42 days or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Our next case is on page 8, top of page 8. Case number BE 2206-0108. Case address 1470 North Dixie Highway. Owner Wisteria Court Condo Association, Inc. Inspector Nash Maddock. Posted at property November 3rd, 2022. Posted at City Hall, November 3rd, 2022.
Morning, Your Honor. Inspector Maddock presenting the case and address as read. This case was opened on June 22nd, 2022, and the case is about a water heater installation with electrical connection without obtaining necessary permits. There's two cases. One is for the work without a permit on the water heater, and the second case is electrical connection in disrepair. That was cited under section 9-280G. Inspection report was mailed to property owner on June 30th, 2022. Final notice was sent to property on August 11, 22, and notice of hearing was posted on property on September 7, 22. Current status of the case: permit has been applied for a water heater under PLB-WAT-22110012. At this time, we ask Your Honor to find that violation exists and to grant the property owner 28 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Our next case is on page 9. Case number BE 2208-0270. Case address 2348 Southwest 34th Terrace. Owner J&J Acquisition Homes LLC. Inspector Nash Maddock. Posted at property October 28, 2022. Posted at City Hall 11/3/2022.
Inspector Maddock presenting the case for address as read. This case is about complete interior home renovation without obtaining unnecessary permits. This case was open on the research results of Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Current status of this case: the permit has not been applied as of yesterday, 11/16/2022. At this time, we're asking honor to find that violation exists and to grant the property owner 28 days to come into compliance or a fine of $250 per violation per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Our next case is on page 10, case number BE 22070087, property address 201 Southeast 6th Street, owner Broward County Board of County Commissioners, Inspector Leonardo Martinez presenting, posted at property October 26, 2022, posted at City Hall November 3rd, 2022.
Inspector Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. This is an expired permit for various electrical work that were left to expire as stated in today's agenda. Property was cited on the Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.3.2.1, expired permits. The city is asking the owner to come into compliance with the next 42 days or fines of $50 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Our next case is on page 11, case number BE 22060047, property address 1721 North Andrews Avenue, owner 1721 North Andrews Avenue, LLC. Inspector Leonardo Martinez presenting, property posted on October 25th, 2022, posted at City Hall November 3rd, 2022.
Inspector Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. I visited this property owner and met there with the owner, Mr. Ghost, who was very cooperative at the time of my inspection. I went there and did this inspection with the help of the assistance of Inspector Hector Suarez. Inside, we observed that in the kitchen, all the sink sewer lines were replaced. In the rear, there is a new structure, which is a tiki hut, but because it has some electrical and plumbing under it, we can know it stopped being a tiki hut. It's a structure with the electrical fans installed. And I also observed a new bar being built under that structure and a new exterior wall covering on the rear wall. Plumbing, including on the ground sewer work, was observed. A new metal fence. The property was cited for work without permit on the Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1. This case was opened, Your Honor, on June 8th of 2021. Inspection report, was opened on June 8th of 2022. Inspection report was mailed to the property owner on June 23rd of 2022. The final notice was sent to the property owner on September 10th of 2022. Notice of hearing was posted at the property on October 25th of 2022. A permit application for alteration to clear violations was submitted to the city with no sufficient information on October 31st of 2022. The application did not pass the after the fact review. I rejected. I was the one that did the ATF review. We're asking Your Honor to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance or fines of $100 per violation per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Our next case is on page 12, case number BE 22060142, property address 3301 Northeast 32nd Avenue, Unit 303, owner Birch Connor, Inspector Leonardo Martinez presenting, posted at property October 19, 2022, posted at City Hall November 3rd, 2022.
Building Inspector Leo Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. This was a permit that was left to expire for a boat lift dock seawall pile permit. The permit is expired, Your Honor. The property was cited on the Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.3.2.1. Expired permits. No actions have been taken by the owner. The city is asking the owner to come into compliance with the next 42 days or fines of $50 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Next case, BE 22070092, property address 5601 North Powerline Road, owner PBC Investors 1 LLC, care of KEI Properties Ground FLS, presenting Leonardo Martinez, posted at property October 26, 2022, posted at City Hall November 3rd, 2022.
This is 5601.
5601 North.
Okay. Inspector Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. A permit for a car reader were left to expire as stated in today's agenda. The property was cited on the Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.3.1, expired permit. The city is asking the owner to come into compliance within the next 42 days or fine of $50 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Our next case is on page 13, case BE 22070031, property address 5734 Northeast 18th Terrace, owner 2018-3 IH Borrower LP, care of Invitation Homes Tax Department. Leonardo Martinez presenting, posted at property October 19, 2022, posted at City Hall November 3rd, 2022.
Inspector Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. Your Honor, I visited this property and met there with the tenant, Denise. I explained to her that I was there for a complaint that some plumbing work was done without permit. Denise explained what happened and allowed me entrance into the property. Inside, she explained that there were about 6 floor tiles replaced in the whole floor near the kitchen because they access in there to replace the pipe. I also observed they added a new plumbing clean out on the north side of the house. The work was done by Jonathan Plumbing under the request of the management company named Invitation Homes. The property was cited for work without permits on the section, Florida Building Code section 105.1, Florida Building Code 2020. The case was opened on July 7th of 2022. Inspection report was mailed to the property owner on July 11th of 2022. A final notice was mailed to the property owner on May 9th of 2022. The notice of hearing was posted at the property on October 20th of 2022. A permit was applied on October 13th of 2022. The permit did not pass ATF because the scope of work did not include the repair that was done under the slab inside the property. They just applied like they repair only the clean out outside. They did that portion in there. So we're asking your honor to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance with fines of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Thank you, your honor.
Our next case is on page 14, old business cases. Case CE 18120833, property address 2300 Southwest 15th Avenue, owner Bud Robinson Memorial Church of the Nazarene, Inspector Alejandro Del Rio presenting, first heard 4919 to comply by 5/21/2019. First section complied at $50, $53,350. City requesting to vacate orders of 4/9/2019 and 7/11/2019.
So ordered.
Our next case is CE 14070626, property address 2115 Northeast 37th Drive, owner Coral Ridge CC Properties LLC, Inspector George Oliva, first heard 4/2/2015 to comply by 5/21/2015. First section not complied at $100 per day, total $256,400. City requesting to vacate order 4/2/2015.
So ordered.
Next case, BE 21120079, property address 5201 Northeast 33rd Avenue, owner Old Ridge Philip William and Old Ridge Tara Lynn, Inspector Jose Saraguste, first heard September 15, 2022, to comply by November 17, 2022. First section not complied at $50. They were ordered to reappear, and they're not here.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, updating the case as read. The city is requesting the case to return as a massive hearing and the mandatory reappearance.
Okay, so ordered.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 15, case number BE 22040184, property address 1300 West Lake Drive, owner Tamayo Jose M. and Tamayo Marisabel. Inspector Alejandro Del Rio, first heard August 18, 2022, to comply by September 15, 2022. First section complied at $50. Total amount, $1,750. City request full amount to impose.
So ordered.
Our next case is on page 16, BE 21090125. Property address 2961.
We heard that.
Oh, which one? Okay. She didn't have it crossed. She didn't cross it over. Our next case is on page 17, BE 22080108. Property address 907 Northeast 16th Avenue. Owner 907 Northeast 16th Investments, LLC. Inspector Hector Suarez, first cited on 8/12/2022 to comply by 8/12/2022. One section complied at $250. City request full amount. Appeal deadline was 8/27/2022. No appeal received. Total amount due $250.
Okay, so ordered.
Our next case is on page 18, case number BE 22100030. Property address 2720 Northeast 40th Court. Owner Richard C. Jackson, TR Trust. Jackson Richard C. Trustee et al. Inspector Hector Suarez, cited on October 7, 2022, to comply by October 10, 2022. One section complied at $150 per day. Total $1,200. City request full amount. Appeal deadline was October 2022. No appeal received.
So ordered.
Next case, BE 22030010. Property address 1121 Southwest 18th Street. Owner Paris 51 Properties Corp. Inspector Nash Maddock, first heard October 18, 2022, to comply by, first heard August 18, 2022, to comply by October 20th, 2022. One section not complied at $50. Total $1,350. City request full amount, continue to accrue.
So ordered.
Our next case is on page 21, BE 21110023, property address 2347 Northwest 13th Street. Owner Duplay Dimitri. Inspector Leonardo Martinez, first heard 3/17/2022 to comply by 7/15/2022. Suspension 8/18/2022 to 9/29/2022. One section complied at $50. Total $1,650. City request admin cost of $575.
So ordered.
Our next case is on page 22, BE 200500197, property address 208 Southeast 8th Street, owner 8th Street Mission LLC. Inspector George Oliva, first heard 4/15/2021 to comply by 5/27/2021, one section at $100 per day, total $53,500. City request admin cost $1,275.
So ordered.
Our next case is on page 23, BE 2007-0277, property address 600 West Broward Boulevard, owner Performing Arts Center Authority. Inspector George Oliva, first heard 2/18/2021 to comply by 8/17/2021. One section not complied at $100 per day. Total $27,600. City request full amount, which continue to accrue.
So ordered.
Our next case is on page 24, BE 2107-0307, property address 625 Northeast 17th Terrace, owner 1025 Park LLC, Inspector George Oliva, first heard 11/18/2021 to comply by 12/30/2021, one section not complied at $100 per day, total $32,100. City requests full amount, which continue to accrue.
So ordered.
Our next case is BE 2005-0271, property address 702 Northwest 6th Avenue, owner Dream Builders Trust, Land Trust Service Corp. Trustee, Inspector George Oliva, first heard 4/15/2021 to comply by 5/27/2021, one section not complied at $100 per day, total $53,800. City requests full amount, which continue to accrue.
So ordered.
Next case is BE 2004-0428, property address 712 Northwest 2nd Street, Old, owner Sator Investments LLC, Inspector George Oliva, first heard 2/18/2021 to comply by 4/1/2021, one section not complied at $100 per day, total $59,400. City requests full amount, which continue to accrue.
So ordered.
Our next case is on page 26. Case BE 2107-0315, property address 936 Northwest 1st Street, owner J2911 Real Estate LLC, Inspector George Oliva, first heard 11/18/2021 to comply by 12/30/2021, one section complied at $100, total $8,600. City request admin cost of $575.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 27, BE 211-00036, property address 940 Northwest 1st Street, owner J2911 Real Estate LLC, Inspector George Oliva, first heard 2/17/2022 to comply by 8/16/2022. One section complied at $100 per day, total $4,800. City request admin cost $575.
So ordered.
Next case is on page 29, BE 21070-136, 6200 Northeast 22nd Way, owner Imperial Village Condo Association, Inspector George Oliva, first heard 11/18/2021 to comply by 12/30/2021, one section not complied at $100 per day, total $14,200. City requests full amount, which continue to accrue.
So ordered.
At this time, Your Honor, this concludes our, Your Honor, we would like all cases that are listed on page 31 to be recorded into the system as closed, withdrawn.
So ordered.
And at this time, this concludes our November 17, 2022 Special Magistrate hearing for the Building Division.